Good morning, Alabama football fans, college football fans around the world. Coming to you guys live this Monday morning. We talk about rivalry weekend. Also, Tua Tagovailoa's chances at the Heisman, and what other games and players may have really impacted his chances greatly. And that player is Dwayne Haskins. Okay, Dwayne Haskins has put up unbelievable numbers all season, but it has been overshadowed by Ohio State lackluster defense and that horrible loss against Purdue, which was absolutely abysmal performance by him too. Um, but he's making it hard for Kyler Murray because everyone wants to give Kyler Murray the benefit of having a horrible defense instead of, this guy's just being a ball player. Dwayne Haskins being a ball player with a very suspect defense as well. Okay, well, what Tua has done, and I want people to understand this for a second here. We make a lot about this fourth quarter. He has not played in the fourth quarter. That's a lot. But he also has played in, check this out, 40% of the team third quarter snaps this season. Think about that for a second. 30% of the team's third quarter snaps. What this guy's doing, he has 18 touchdowns on the year. That's half of his touchdowns in the first quarter alone. I want you guys to understand something. And every single time the Alabama goes up 21, 24 points, we're putting Jalen Hurts in. Jalen Hurts has about 600, 700 yards passing on the season. He has 6 touchdowns of himself. All those could have been Tua's. So we can add, 6 more touchdowns to it, almost 700, yards to Tua's final output. But it just shows the impact that Tua is having on this version of Alabama football. Now, people like to say this is the best receiving core Alabama has ever had. And I will say that last year, those guys were just as good. With Calvin Ridley, Robert Foster, Cam Sams, and with the 4 guys that we got right now. But the thing about it is this. Tua makes all of these guys, he puts their talent out there for the world to see. He does. Now, last year, same receivers, same offensive set, same running backs. Jalen could not get the job done. So I want people to understand this. Everybody say, well, Tua's a product of Tua's a product of the talent around him. Well, the talent around him is a product of Tua. Because this year, these guys are all putting up historic numbers. I mean, think about this for a second. Jerry Jeudy, Biletnikoff finalist, 11 touchdowns. Henry Ruggs, he's not even a Biletnikoff finalist, but he has 10 touchdowns on the season. I mean, the disparity is so, it's vanished this year. Like, it's gone. It's gone, right? We have, everyone's eating right now. Everyone's getting their shine, and everyone's getting these games with multiple touchdowns, 100-yard receiving games. Jalen Water, who's a freshman. I mean, and it makes more people want to come play for Alabama now because of Tua Tagovailoa. Now, see, Kyler Murray's issue is this, man. We've seen this act before. We've seen it. We've seen it with Johnny Manziel. We've seen it with Robert Griffin III. We've seen it with Baker Mayfield, for that matter. Okay, Big 12 offenses, huge numbers. Nobody plays defense over there, and everyone says Bama fatigue. Well, it's also Big 12 fatigue as well, because what we're seeing from Tua Tagovailoa, we have never seen it. Somebody brought up on Twitter yesterday about Blake Sams having similar numbers to Tua Tagovailoa. Okay, the difference in that offense was that it was short pass screens. So what Lane Kiffin did with Blake Sams was that I'm not going to allow you to put the ball down the field. I'm going to have you throw it to the outside numbers and do the little jet sweep passes that's going to inflate your numbers. Tua Tagovailoa is dropping back 3, 5, 7 steps, looking in the pocket, stepping up in the pocket, reading the defense, first read, second read, third read, fourth read, running back. He's doing that. So at any point in the game, there's an open receiver, an open man for Alabama football, and Tua Tagovailoa is finding them. The Heisman is about the best player in college football. It's not a biased opinion. It's not, oh, wow, he's just playing around with a lot of talent. Well, these same guys had 185 receiving yards last year, 264 receiving yards last year, 3 and 4 and 5 touchdowns between them. These guys this year, though, a Biletnikoff Award finalist as a sophomore, 10 touchdowns. Irv Smith has had probably the best Alabama tight end season in Alabama history, and it's a product of their quarterback. The running backs are not getting that much work, so we don't have like a Derrick Henry who's getting a lot of, tread taking off his tires. We don't have like a Mark Ingram type, a Trent Richardson or Ed Lacy or TJ Yeldon. We're spreading the ball out. Everyone's getting, scouts are looking at these guys like they can catch, they can run, they can block. Same thing with our receivers. When you got a man running, a go route, and you got the receivers down there blocking for him, though, it just shows that when a receiver is out on the field playing for a quarterback like Tua, they'll do anything. Like, I know that I'm going to get mine, so I don't mind blocking. I know I'm going to get this. Tua is the biggest impact. He's the biggest pickup. He's the biggest recruit Nick Saban has ever had, because it has totally changed this whole Alabama offense. It has totally changed this Alabama team. Think about this for a second. Final thoughts. Every football game this year Alabama has played in has won by no less than 20 points. They have covered in 80% of their football games this year. Think about that for a second. And Alabama has not been favored no less than 10.5 this whole season. So that's just something to sit on. We talk about Citadel 10-10 at halftime. Okay, well, let's talk about the second half of that football game. And look what Tua did in the third quarter of that football game. That was one quarter, and the game was over with. Okay? Kyler Murray had to go to overtime with an Army football team, and let's just, salute to the soldiers, but these guys are not going to go play in the NFL. Okay? Alabama probably would have beat them 56-10. So what I'm saying is the body of work with Dwayne Haskins' performance, carrying up a very mediocre Ohio State football team. I mean, Kyler Murray's chances, man, are dwindling, because we've seen this act before. Tua, this is a different level, man. This is modern day Drew Brees. This is if Russell Wilson had the exposure. This is what we're seeing right now in a quarterback on the best team in the country. Dominant performances. Dominant. And we got our first Heisman Trophy winner. I'm out, guys. Subscribe to my channel. Click the like button. Click the bell icon. Let me know, guys. I want to know what you guys think. What your guys' thoughts are on the upcoming Heisman presentation. Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite football team? Just like, subscribe. I'm out.